Assalamu alaikum. Welcome my dear students in my online English class, and here with you this is me Shaila Sultana, lecturer, Department of English, Rajaputtara Model College. My dear students of class 11 and 12, the lecture is very important for you. It is because of these two items are taken from your English first paper. In question number 4, a cloze test with clues is given, and here 10 gaps, and each gap contains 0.5 marks, so total 5 marks for 10 gaps. On the other hand, a cloze test without clues is given in question number 5, and here also 10 gaps, but each gap contains 1 mark, so total 10 marks for 10 gaps. My dear students, now I think you have understood that why the lecture is very important for you. It is because of you can obtain 15 marks from these two topics. So I will tell you some rules, I will give you some instructions, and also I will discuss some important tips so that you can be able to complete your gaps very perfectly. My dear students, after watching the video, you will be able to use a parts of speech. By learning word relation and word formation, you can develop your skills. Next, by making regular exercise, you can also develop your language skills, such as speaking skills, reading skills, at the same time writing skills too. And finally, when you think that there is an improvement of your learning, then you feel the necessity of doing more exercise, and thus the ability of your using words will be increased too. My dear students, now I am giving you some instructions so that you can develop your idea regarding the topics. You know that cloze test with clues and without clues are very difficult for you. But I am telling you that all the rules are same for these two topics, except one little difference. The difference is that in cloze test with clues, words are limited, words are fixed, and you have to select suitable words from fixed words. Okay? And cloze test without clues, there no words will be given. There is no limitation. You have to select suitable words according to the demand of the passage, according to the structure of the sentence, and according to the tense of the passage. My dear students, now I'm telling you the ways how you can develop your skills. Firstly, I'm telling you, you have to know the use of articles. It is very important, and in this sector, the use of article is very important. Here you can find articles are given to complete your gaps. Also, learning vocabulary is another important thing. Daily, you have to learn 10 or 15 new words so that you feel easy to complete your gaps while selecting right words for the gaps. Next, use of connectors is another important thing. For both cloze test with clues and without clues, you can also find the use of connectors. So it is also important thing to complete your gaps. Next, I'm telling you to learn the use of right form of verbs. Moreover, the user preposition is also another important thing, and here you can find the use of simple preposition and also appropriate preposition. Besides use of adjective, the use of adjective is another important thing in this sector. You are told to use suitable adjective. Next, I'm telling you to learn the use of various nouns. The use of noun is very common for the topic cloze test with clause and without clause. The another important thing, use of adverbs. Use of various adverbs is very helpful for you to complete your gaps, and you have to know the use of adverbs, the rules of applying adverbs. And lastly, I am telling you to learn word formation, because in cloze test with clause, a verb can be used as noun in the gap. Okay, so in that case, you have to learn the system of word formation. All these things will be very helpful for you. If you have any lackings in any of this sector, then you will fail to complete your gaps perfectly. My dear students, now I am telling you how can you improve your skills. How can you use words perfectly? You can use words perfectly only when you understand the use of parts of speech. At the same time, you have the idea construction of sentences. If you have the correct idea about the construction of sentences, then you can be able to select your words perfectly. Next, the another important thing is that to understand the tense of the passage. And then I'm telling you to understand the theme of the passage, what your passage says, what your passage wants to tell us. Okay, so to understand the theme of the passage is another important thing, to select your suitable words, because 10 gaps are given in a short passage. And next, I'm telling you to understand the meaning of the sentence. It is because of, English is the second language of our country. So, it is very important for you to understand the meaning of the sentence. If you don't understand, then it is quite impossible for you to complete your gaps correctly. And finally, I will suggest you to utilize your sense properly while reading the passage. Okay, so if you don't understand the demand of the passage, the message of the passage, then it will fail to complete your gaps rightly. My dear students, for you, now I am going to discuss some important rules which will be very helpful for you. Firstly, you see that no plus noun. It means that if you find a gap comes after no, in that case, apply noun to complete your gap. And next to this rule, not plus adjective. If you find a gap comes after not, in that case, use adjective to complete the sentence. Here, example, they have no blank. They have no, I have written the answers well. They have no money. They have no honor. They have no honesty. All are nouns, okay? So remember the rule. And next example, he is not blank. Not, okay. So after not, use adjective. He is not honest. He is not rich. He is not cruel. Okay. So memorize the rules and apply in your sentence perfectly. Next rule. Here are some verbs, and these verbs are very important, and I'm telling you to memorize all the verbs. It is because of if you find any gap, just immediate after these verbs like look, seem, grow, taste, remain, sound, appear, turn, become, hip. Then use adjective to complete your gap. Here the example, the baby looks blank. I have written many answers. The baby looks nice. This is adjective. The baby looks pretty. This is also adjective. The baby looks beautiful. The baby looks smart. Okay, etc. You can write here, but adjective. Next example, it sounds blank. It sounds better. It sounds good. It sounds amazing. Okay, so all these are very important, and all these are very much helpful for you to complete your gaps. Now I am telling you about the object of a verb. While completing your gap, if you don't find any object of your verb, in that case, you can use noun, you can use adjective, and also you can use adverb to complete your gap. But before completing the gap, remember the demand of the sentence. The example is, we learn. I have written here easily. Easily is adverb. I have also written here English. We learn English. This is noun. Next, he runs fast. This is adverb. She learns swimming. This is verbal noun. I can say she learns quickly. She learns slowly. Next, he reads perfectly. I can also say he reads book, he reads novel. Okay? So memorize it and practice it. Next, look at the slide. Here, article. That means a gap comes after article. Then use noun to complete your gap. There lived a blank in India. There lived a king in India. There lived a man in India. There lived a saint in India. Or any other thing, but must be noun. Next rule, a gap is between article and noun. In that case, apply adjective to complete the sentence. There lived a blank king in India. Here, a article king is noun, so in that case, use adjective perfectly. I can say here, there lived a kind king in India. There lived a bulky king in India. There lived a greedy king in India. Next rule, article, adjective, then noun. So verb. So gap is between adjective and noun. Here, look at the slide. The gap is between adjective and noun. So in that case, complete your sentence by using verb past participle form, verb present participle form, and noun adjective or proper adjective. Okay. I saw a nice blank sari at New Market. Nice adjective, shari noun. So complete your gap using verb past participle form, present participle form, and noun adjective. I saw a nice jamdani shari. I saw a nice black shari. I saw a nice embroidered shari, or anything. But you should not cross the limitation. Okay. Next. Look at the rule preposition. If you find any gap just comes immediate after preposition, use noun or gerund. You know, gerund is called verbal noun. Here, example is for blank, he was punished. I have written the answers. For mistakes, for dishonesty, for crime, he was punished. Next, a gap is between preposition and noun. In that case, use present participle or adjective to complete the gap. For mistakes, he was punished. I have written the answers. For great mistakes, this is adjective, great. For his mistakes, this is possessive case, it is another adjective. Next, for committing mistakes, it is present participle. So once again, I am telling you to memorize all the rules. Next, here are some phrases. With a view to, look forward to, get used to, refer to, accustomed to, be used to. Here be used to means am used to, was used to, are used to, were used to. Okay, in that case, use present participle to complete your gap. He was used to blank in cold climate. He was used to living in cold climate. He was used to working in cold climate. He was used to skiing in cold climate, etc. Next, gap between auxiliary and principal verb must be completed with adverb. Okay? Today he is blank cooking food for us. I have written the answer. Today he is seriously cooking food for us. Today he is truly cooking food for us. Okay. So all these rules are very important for both cloze test with cloze and cloze test without cloze. My dear students, now I have brought here an example of cloze test without cloze. So before completing gaps, first I will read out the passage thoroughly. Housing is one of the blank problems of our blank. Thousands of people in big like Dhaka and Chittagong dwell on footpaths in rural blank. Also there is an acute blank of houses. The cost of construction is every day. At present it is very for the common blank to afford the blank of construction. This problem needs to be blank immediately. So the subject is that the topic is about housing problem. Okay, so now I'm going to complete the gaps. Housing is one of the blank problems. Look at the gap number A. The is article problems noun. So here use adjective. Is one of the biggest problems, is one of the greatest problems of our blank. Remember, after possessive case, use noun. So of our country. Thousands of people in big blank like Dhaka. Big adjective. So after adjective, use noun. Big cities like Dhaka and Chittagong dwell on footpaths. In rural blank, rural is another adjective. So use here noun. In rural areas, also there is an acute shortage of houses. The cost of construction is blank every day, is increasing. Here the use of verb, increasing every day. At present, it is very blank for the common blank. It is very difficult for the common people to afford the cost of construction. This problem needs to be solved immediately. Write verb past participle form after to be, okay? I can say here, this problem needs to be solved immediately or this problem needs to be addressed immediately. Now, here is an example of cloze test with cloze. So before completing gaps, read the instruction first. Fill in the gaps with suitable words from the list. Make any grammatical change if necessary. There are more words in the list than you need. First, it's your duty to read all the words and try to understand the meaning of each of the words. Tours created unbearable tropics, dark condition, cyclone, speed, thunders, occurs, flashes, originates. A cyclone may blank any time. May is modal auxiliary, okay? So after modal auxiliary, use base form of verb. A cyclone may occur anytime and at any place. The violent types of blank usually hit the blank. The violent types of preposition use noun. Cyclone. Okay, the violent types of cyclone usually hit the tropics. The cyclone of Bangladesh generally blank from the Bay of Bengal, the source of cyclone. Okay, so number D, originates. The cyclone of Bangladesh generally originates from the Bay of Bengal and blows blank the land, towards the land. It is often accompanied by blank and heavy showers, accompanied by thunders and heavy showers. Before a cyclone commences, unbearable heat. Number G, unbearable heat is felt for a few days. Then suddenly one day the sky becomes terribly dark, with clouds and strong winds being to blow with flashes of lightning and the rumbling of thunders. Thus a terrible situation is created. My dear students, I have showed you only 2 exercises. So if you want to develop your skills, if you want to better in the sectors, obviously you have to make a huge practice. Okay, there is no alternatives of regular practice. At least 3 or 4 items must be practiced daily. And if you complete all these from your test papers, from your books, inshallah, you will be able to make good marks. You will be able to obtain full 15 marks. Okay, so thank you everyone.